Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
All right. In a very
Good morning,
kind
everybody.
way, she's pointing it. She's saying, "Let's go."
That's right. We got the finger. You know what I mean?
Did.
And it's not the
Yeah.
bad one. It's the go one, right?
Yeah.
The pointer finger. Yeah, it's time to roll, my friends. And welcome to the Lone Officer Breakfast Club. Hey, if you're listening to us on iTunes or Spotify, I want to say hello to you as well. We'd also encourage you to come and join the live show on Zoom. You can get there by registering at loneofficerbreakfastclub.com. Just register there. You get the link. You can jump on into the live shows because that's where all the magic really happens, is here on the live Zoom calls. Wouldn't you agree, Jim Schrader? Wouldn't you agree this is where the magic happens, is on the live call, right? Wouldn't you? Yeah, I got the thumbs up. This time we got a thumb. We had a finger to get started. We got a thumbs up now, kind of in the beginning of the show, so we're doing good with all of the digits. All right. Well, welcome to the Lone Officer Breakfast Club, everybody. We are here on a wonderful Tuesday morning. We're about a week into the month of May 2025. Let's just kind of pop around and see what's going on. We're going to talk about AI today and some practical uses of it for us in the loan business. This isn't going to be as intense as a Chris Johnstone session as far as AI goes. I don't know if intense was the right word, Carl, for that.
It's not going to be as smart, but it's going to be way better looking.
Oh, and he's not here to appreciate it. I'm going to give us the thing, even though in the last track, but oh well,
Maybe just a candy cigarette at the end of this one.
Just a candy cigarette.
Not a menthol, but just a candy cigarette.
Funny thing, when I was in Monterey, you bring that up. I was in Monterey, and down in the Cannery Row, they got chocolate shops and things, and there was a particular candy shop, and we were in there, my wife and I, looking for some taffy. That's right. We were looking at buying taffy to bring some taffy home, and there was these kids running around in there, and this kid goes up to the register with a box of candy cigarettes.
No.
Yeah.
They still make them.
They still make them.
Wow.
Isn't that funny? Remember the white ones, and they had the little red paint on the end, so it looked like it was lit. You could pretend like you were smoking.
Oh my gosh.
Good times. Good times. What are you going to say?
Politically incorrect on that one, man.
Good times. All right, let's go around and do what we normally do, where we, kind of find somebody to share a win. So let's see. I'm going to say, Steve, you pick.
Oh, me pick.
You pick.
All right. Yeah. I saw Brian Clemens. That's who I saw, man.
Brian Clemens.
What's up, my man?
Brian Clemens.
I saw. I don't know. Hold on. He's looking.
He's searching. He does not. He does not want the sad trombone.
I'm not getting no sad trombone this morning.
What's up, my man? Good to see you. Where are you coming in from?
New Jersey.
New Jersey.
What exit? I just know to say that. Exit 7. Yeah, I just know to say that now.
Bordentown. I live near the military base, so.
Ah, right on. So what's going on, man? How's it going? You got some wins for us? Got something here recently that you're like, God dang, that was awesome, man. That's got to do more of that.
Yeah, I posted the last time I was in here about I had a loan and I called the listing agent and got another loan from her. So
nice.
Pre-approval, and so that one's about $500,000.
Okay, let's dissect it. Let's go deeper. Come on. Okay. Called the listing agent. So this was on a Just Ask Tuesday, your typical Tuesday calls. Is that what this was?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And you were giving the update, just let you know this is what's going on. Still on track
I called and asked her, just to give her some updates on how the loan was going, the process was going. And, I asked her if she had anybody else that I could help her with this month. And she said, yeah. She goes, I have somebody. They were looking for another home, and that's how I got it.
Well, Brian, that sounds entirely too easy.
It was. I'll never complain.
Wait,
what call was this? Was this call number 1, number 2, number 3?
It was actually the first call. I just called to introduce myself and say, hey, I'm the buyer's loan officer, and I'm looking to just touch base with you and let you know I'm going to give you updates, and here we are.
Carl, what do you think about that?
That's why we don't wait until the end of the deal before we ask for the business. That's why we ask it on call number 1.
Yeah.
Had you waited call number 4, those people are already be under contract.
Gone. They're gone. Yeah.
And it only works all the time.
What was the reaction when you called to say, hey, it's part of my process? and introduce you?
She was very happy with it. She was like, not a lot of people give me a call,
Right.
and I'm still in the process with that loan. It's supposed to close on the 16th. So today I'm going to be calling her again and updating her. She does shoot me text messages, so we do keep in touch that way too with, some issues with the loans and stuff going on. So.
Well, gosh darn it. That's a good one, man. I know you already got a t-shirt, right? I already gave you one.
No t-shirt.
No, you got one now. Congratulations. Congratulations, my friend. You are definitely deserving of that.
Oh my gosh, there's so many wins in the chat too.
There's so many what?
There's wins in the chat.
All right. Well, Kristen.
Pull them out. Let's go.
Kristen, I'm going to let you pick.
There's two people.
Pick one.
All right, Sean Santoro, you were first, and he's got his hand up anyway.
Okay. Sean, what do you got?
Good morning.
Good morning.
So, yeah, I had a new record for this month. It would have been 7 closings. My record is 6.
Nice.
And I've only done it once before.
Nice.
So it didn't last because one of those have fallen off, but I'm trying not to get down on it because, hey, 6 is nothing to shake a stick at. So then just keep, pushing through the rest of the day. By the end of the day, I get a new application in. So it's like, the snowball goes and goes and goes. So,
man, that's why
I attribute it all to the same way every time. Like Steve says, it's just do the same things every time. It literally does work.
Wonderful, man.
And we don't need to get fancy. We don't need to get complicated. It works.
It works. God,
hey, and Sean,
great.
it's that predictable. It's the consistency and activity that creates the predictable income. And that's what I love. It's not real sexy. It's just consistent. And the more consistent you are, it's this 6 and 7 will become your floor, and you're going to see it very easily get, just continue to grow. The key is just don't stop doing what you did to get the ones that are closing this month, and that's the real hard part. It's just not stopping that.
I find a lot of it too is the psychological aspect is once you get over the point of, you have your confidence, because the confidence is everything.
Yeah.
Doing some deals will build some confidence, which will cause you to make more contacts, which will create more deals, which will give you more confidence, and around and around and around you go. So again, that's where it's like, you don't need to do anything fancy. Just stick to the basics, stick to the rules, same way every time, and let the machine roll. So it does work.
Great job.
Wonderful. I gave you a t-shirt a long time ago.
Oh, I got my shirt. It was very, very promptly
delivered. Yeah.
Delivered, but more specific, almost as quick as it was delivered. It was taken by my youngest daughter as she wanted it. So she is now rocking it.
Yeah. Well, good stuff, man. All right. Hey, man. Thanks, Sean. Thanks, Sean. Congrats, man. God, good stuff. Do we do one more?
Yes.
Chris?
Yes.
Chris, do one more? Okay, Krista.
Gotta do 2 more.
Okay, hold on. You want to do 2 more?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, all right. I'm going to play the music. Okay, Kristen, if you got the reins, let's go. You're driving the bus.
Skylar, hat on backwards and share.
All right, he's in rally mode.
I had to leave the hat on forwards to celebrate the Nuggets last night.
Oh.
So big win. I was complaining last week on Call Stars that I'm like 9 weeks in and haven't really seen any traction. Got a call last night at 4:30 from an agent that I've worked an open house with the last 2 weekends. She told me that a client she's got for a $700,000 purchase is having issues with her lender. Asked me if I could do a pre-approval. Talked to the client, got the numbers, sent out the pre-approval. It's she's putting 30% down, but it's a $500,000 loan, and it is officially my first referral and pre-approval from an MMA agent. So I'm
congratulations,
pretty
man.
stoked.
Good job, man.
Congratulations. I'm gonna give you victory fanfare too. It's pretty epic, dude.
And I did it all in my own t-shirt. So I can only imagine my results once I graduate to wait, I'll take the RV. Skip the t-shirt, I'll take the RV.
Well, wait. You've got it. We gave you a t-shirt already, didn't we?
Nope.
You are not the recipient of a t-shirt yet?
I'm not.
Frankie, fix that.
Well, you are
You know
now,
what?
my friend. Congratulations, you get
Fix that.
Now,
You got a
Say,
t-shirt
Carl.
coming. RV's
exactly,
next.
Pat,
I was going to say some of the smartest, most best looking people I know do not have a T-shirt. So,
All right. All
Or
right.
it's
Do we do one
misspelled.
more? Do we do? Hey, congratulations, brother. Excellent
Thank you.
job. Great
Thank you.
work. Good
Great
stuff.
job.
Congratulations,
Hey,
man. If you're getting value from this already, go ahead and tap that like button. It helps more loan officers find content that actually makes a difference. And hey, if staying ahead of the market and learning what's really working in our industry matters to you, hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so you don't miss another episode. We read every comment, so drop your thoughts down below. We'd love to hear from you and know what's working or what you'd like us to cover next. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you here next time.
let's talk about this AI stuff, man. This
Okay.
is
Let's go ahead. Let's transition.
Let's transition.
Let's transition. Yeah,
Hey,
let's
well,
talk
it's
about
pretty interesting, isn't it? How fast it is advancing.
That's nuts, man. We were talking in the green room, and I'm actually somebody. I actually got called by an AI machine, right? And I swear to you guys, I was like, "Is this AI or is this a
Yeah.
person? Is this AI? Or is this a person?" You know, and to try and set me up to have an appointment to talk about some stuff. But I was so impressed with how far along the voice AI has come.
Oh, yeah,
Like
It's impressive.
the late, there's this thing called latency, which is where, if you're not familiar with it, that means it's like that's when you say something to the AI bot and it has to wait a couple of
Slight
seconds.
delay. Yeah,
Yeah,
about
before
2
it
seconds.
responds
Yeah.
to you. That latency has gotten cut down to almost nothing, to where it's like you can even interrupt it and it'll stop and like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, that makes a whole lot of sense. And what about this and what about that? It's freaking me out, man. And so we wanted to talk about today, Steve, was just kind of some practical ways to use it.
Well, hey,
Not
and drop in the chat. I'd love to hear
Yeah.
how are you using Chat GPT or whatever you're using in AI practically in your business on a daily basis. That'd be interesting. And then some of the things, maybe we even just talk about what we're doing. Like Carl, I'd love to hear what you're doing. Frank, how are you using it? I've got some ideas on how I'm using it.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to hear how people are doing it. So, hey, Carl, what are 2 ways you're using, maybe 3 or 4, that just real practically, how are you using it in your business?
Well, pardon me, over on the mortgage side, we're using it to answer the phone for us, particularly like we still have like so not yet. It's not perfect with any of these bots because Frank, like you knew it was an AI bot, when it called you.
Yeah.
It took you a second, right? So they're really good, like really
Yeah.
good, but you can still tell, right? I mean, it takes a second, and you know what? I don't know that the average person on the street can tell. Like we're super critical because we're in the business and
We
we're
see
in
it,
marketing
right,
and we know how
right,
this stuff
right.
works. So being super critical, we can tell, but so anyway, so I still think having a human being answer first line is the best. At least today. But like after hours or if somebody's on the phone, it crushes having to have
Yes.
somebody leave a voicemail.
Oh,
Hmm.
Right? That's just no. If you have a voicemail, you've got a problem. Like you got a real problem.
That's an interesting thing to say.
Yeah, you got a
That
problem.
is an interesting thing to say.
Yeah.
That has
So
changed.
yeah. So yeah, boy,
Huh.
yeah. If I call a business and I get a voicemail, I think first thing I think, oh, I don't have a real business, right? So
Mhm.
it's not a it's somebody working out of their garage thing. It's just the way it is today. Between answering
well, and it's
services.
10 times better than the answering service.
Oh,
The
it's
problem is the
more than
answering
that.
service is so inconsistent, but to
Yeah,
have AI actually answer the phone, schedule the appointment, send the
yeah,
update. I mean, like it's crazy. Yeah.
yeah. I think it's a big deal.
Yeah.
So I think we can use it like in our CRMs.
Yep.
The better follow up. I think that's a good thing. Um, I think, yeah, I think the automation in the voicemail is a big thing. But I have to say, and maybe it's too early to talk about the cons, but I think like I'm seeing a lot of loan officers. Um, they'll put, hey, write me an email or write me this or write a Facebook post, and then they copy it and they paste it. I can smell those a mile away.
Yeah.
Like
Hey, what was
Really?
that stat? You were doing some prep with, what was it? 70% of isn't it if someone knows that it was AI generated,
Yes,
trust is
and I
lost.
think I don't remember the exact
What
number,
it
but
was
it was
like
something
69-70%. I remember you
that's
showed me
right.
that.
That
Yeah.
that if they thought it was AI based,
Yeah.
their believe your credibility went down by 70%.
Huh.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and like when if you're sending out emails and you copy and paste their standard green check mark emojis,
Yes.
Yeah, the emojis are out. Yeah.
everybody knows that you didn't do that. So
Yeah.
so then the question comes,
Mm-hmm.
why do I care if it's like I don't know. I'll pick on my sister Kristen. Kristen, if Kristen sends me something and it's a copy, which she doesn't do that, right? But if she was to copy and paste and send me something that's got the little green check marks and when it has a time, it has the little clock that we all know, and the standard emojis
Yeah.
that Chat GPT uses, I immediately go, oh, she didn't write this. But then why do I care? And I don't know the answer to that because when I see it, I'm kind of put off by oh they sent no effort to this whatsoever. But then Steve,
Yeah.
you're getting ready to grace me with your presence, and you're going to fly down to Tampa Bay, and we're doing our event down here together for the Alliance and the Freedom Club, and you're not walking here. You're flying a plane, which is so
Sure.
much faster and
Sure.
easier.
Yeah.
That doesn't put me off. So I'm not sure. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. It's so helpful. In mine, hey, let me share a couple things, and I know you're asking about what I thought, but let me just share something we're doing in the network here with the team I lead. Chris Milker did a really, really cool thing because and look, this is on the mortgage side. I'd love to hear how you're using it, but we broker some, and we're an independent mortgage bank. But what we did was we created two GPTs, Carl. One of them has all of the Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac guidelines, and one of them has all the broker matrices. So we have like 15 brokers that we broker to, and we put all the guidelines, all of the matrix. And what's super cool is one of the things we're doing is you can literally go in and say, like on the broker side, I've got someone who needs asset depletion. And I mean, you literally can tell it exactly what you need. And it'll spit back, well, here's the three people I would call, and here's the contact information, and here's the requirement. And where you used to have to go to all of your AEs to get all this information, you can train the GPT to spit it out in about 3 seconds, which program, which lender.
So what you're saying is like you know back when I was in high school, if you wanted to know the answer to something, you
Dude,
go
we
down to
had
the
to read the
library.
whole, yeah, you
Yeah,
had
you
to,
go to the library,
yeah,
you get the encyclopedias, and you
yeah.
look and you look and you look, and now you just type it in on Google,
Well,
and somehow
it took Chris Milker, I mean, a week of really getting everybody's guidelines, all of the matrix. I mean, he spent quite a bit of time doing it for the
yeah.
team. But
Mhm.
once you set it up, my gosh, I mean, you literally can just say, "Hey, here's what I'm looking for. Can we do it?" And it'll kick back every response and what you need and who to call and where to go. And you talk about amazing because deals you didn't think could be done with a matter of a couple of minutes, you're like, wow, there's a real solution, and you're not wasting time.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting about that one too, Steve, is Chris works with SMP, and so like with most lenders, you've got Fannie Freddie guidelines, but then the company may have their own little twist or overlay or whatever,
Overlays, that's
right?
right.
And
That's
all of
right.
that's built into that as well. So I've
Every
used
time
what
there's an
he
update,
built.
he just throws it in
Yeah,
there.
and
That's
then
right.
it's interesting
Yeah.
because I was looking at manufactured loans or homes or something, and
Yeah.
all this verbiage came up and everything about it, how it works, construction. That's what it was. Construction loans for manufactured homes. It can get done. SMP can do it, and here's how it works, and here's the SMP little twist on it, and
Mhm.
it was all there, like
Yeah. Yeah.
just like that.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive. That's where I'm at with it too, is the GPTs. And getting back to Carl, how do you feel about it? To me, I don't. It doesn't really bother me. If I feel like okay, AI did that, or the loan officer used AI to generate that, or the salesperson or whatever. To me, it doesn't really bug me personally. But I also am a big fan of creating GPTs and making use of them. Example. Loan Officer Breakfast Club. Now we're a podcast. We're all these things. We're on YouTube, all that fun stuff. and one of my roles is when we get the transcript, I put together like the YouTube description and the email description, that kind of a thing. And I created a GPT where I literally get on there. I go, ready? It goes, yep. Upload the transcript. I upload the transcript, and it spits out the stuff. If I have to tell it, focus more on this or focus more on that, it does. But you know how much time that saves me? Like just an enormous amount of time, and it does a wonderful job. I mean, it goes through, it finds the hot spots, the good things, brings it out. Quite honestly, better than I could have done it.
Sure,
better than I.
Yeah, I just for me, I think a lot of it is like I'll get an email from somebody, or I'll see a Facebook post or something, and suddenly this guy or this lady sounds like Ernest Hemingway, and it's like, all right. Come on, let's I think you need to like dumb it down a little bit or something. I don't know.
Tell it to misspell a few words.
Yeah, or if you're like Steve, you got to use the word y'all once in a while.
That's right. Y'all has got to be a staple in there. Yeah. Hey, let's talk about a couple of practical things. Like I'll give you an example, a great way to use AI. There is you can put a voice where you can talk to it. Voice In is a really cool plugin.
Voice In.
And so it's like $20 your subscription, and it may be for a year. I don't know. But what you do is you can, I read faster than it can talk back to me. So when you're on your computer, just talk to it and it'll type all the words just like you were talking to text. Hit submit, and then it kicks back all the writing, because you can read a lot faster than it can talk back to you. But here's the thing, like one of the things you can do is talk to your AI and just say, here's the handoff notes. We got a client, he's looking to move fast. They're already under contract. You literally can just sit there and talk. The inspection is due back on Friday. They want the appraisal ordered by Monday morning. He said Andy, call him. He'll give you the credit card authorization. Literally, you just talk all of the details of your handoff and then say, summarize this and put it in an email so I can send it over to Andy, and you're done. And used to, you'd have to sit there and henpeck it and figure it out and say, all right, now I got to type in it's due back on Friday. But now in a 30-second conversation, you can just say, all right, summarize that in an email. And then that way I can just forward it over to Andy or whoever your back-end team member is. And the amount of time, or you get done with a loan consultation and say, summarize the notes so that I could put it in my CRM for my loan partner to see. And so using it even to summarize notes, or here's a really cool one too. If you ever record your videos or you do Zoom meetings and you record them, just get the transcript. You can do something, you can transcribe it. There's all kind of free transcriptions, or Zoom, or, we use Fathom. Fathom will actually give you the transcription. Drop it in and say, hey, here's what I need to know specifically. Give me the personal details, where they come in from, what did they like most? And you can literally summarize all your notes from a conversation, and you're not spending 30 minutes. Used to, you'd sit here and take notes and not really pay attention because I'm trying to write all my notes. Yeah. And now you can completely engage and then grab the transcript and say, here's what I'm looking for. Give me this, this, and this, and then put it in your CRM, and you're down the road. So there's a couple of cool things. So, hey, I saw Carl. We had dinner the other night, and Carl actually used his GPT to tell him what he should eat for dinner. Remember that, Carl?
Yeah,
that was pretty cool.
So I go into a restaurant. I take a picture of the
menu
the menu, and I say, what should I have tonight? Because it knows what I like. Because every time I go to a restaurant, I take a picture of the menu.
Yeah,
I had this. It was okay, but it wasn't great. I had this, and I liked it because of this and that. So I've done that. I don't know, probably a couple dozen times. So now I just take a picture of the menu, and it picks things that I otherwise might not would have picked.
Yeah.
Because I tend to get the same thing every time, kind of thing. And so and it knows I like this and don't like that. And so it's kind of cool. It's like having have somebody order for me, and surprise me,
Surprise me. Tell me.
Hey, if you ever want to have a great meal, do that you go to a restaurant and the waiter or waitress asks you, what do you want? Say, you know what? Just surprise me.
Yeah.
Is there anything you like or don't like?
Yeah.
No, I'm good. So
I'll tell you something practical I did. Last week, I went and got a new primary care physician doctor, and he drew labs and all that just to kind of get a baseline. Well, I got the labs in on Saturday, and you just throw it in GPT and say, what do I need to know?
What's this mean?
Yeah. So, but it's amazing because I did last year's labs, and it's like it'll tell you, well, based on last year, this is much better. Well, this is needs a little bit of improvement, but it's amazing even looking at your labs, and I mean how you can use it just to evaluate massive amounts of data. And I felt like, dude, this is great. So
I think what we just have to be careful. So it's fascinating and it's
yeah,
fun,
yeah,
because like I'll be on my bike ride and I'll say, hey, tell me something I probably don't know, or like what happened today
yeah,
that's remarkable? What happened today that's unusual, strange? What happened today, in history that's funny or something like that. And so it's a lot of fun, and I think we just have to be, and it's very useful. I think we just have to be very, very careful that we don't let it take away the discipline of prospecting.
hmm
And that's the main thing, because it's like, hey, I can write like Ernest Hemingway now, and I've got this amazing voice now, and I can say these profound things and whatnot, and I just always have to remind myself, um, milk and eggs aren't bought with likes or views; they're
That's
bought
right.
with dollars. And so I have to make sure that I'm focusing my prospecting and asking an honest question. Is this going to help me get a loan this month?
mm
And if the answer is
Mm-hmm.
yes, then do it. And if the answer is no,
hmm
it's okay to do. And it's okay to even play with this stuff on Friday, right? On
hmm
Friday. Friday's my day that I can go in and,
Yeah,
hey, let me
exactly.
check this out. Let me check this voiceover. It sounds
Yeah.
fascinating. I just can't do that at 10 o'clock today because I'm going
Yeah.
to be prospecting today.
Yeah. Hey, and I'll tell
Uh,
you one way, Carl, like here's a real practical way to make sure it assists you in your prospecting. I hear it a lot. Oh man, I'm having a hard time building my list. Because we know the money's in the list. And here's something you can do is export all your contacts in your phone, grab your CRM, like wherever you've got Excel documents with all of these names, maybe a Christmas card list, a previous wedding list. And you can literally grab those lists, drop them in GPT and say, put them all together based on the state they're in alphabetical order, however you want to do it. And it'll, in about less than 60 seconds, put all the lists together, organized however you want it, and give it to you in a CSV file so that you can upload it into your database or your phone burner or your CRM or however you're going to make the calls. But a very practical way to use it to help you get the list organized so that you can actually make the calls and have the conversations.
yeah. What if we
Very,
got? Oh,
very
we got a
practical.
hand up, Yewande. What you
Yeah.
got, Yewande? I won't say I trombone you.
So don't you dare.
Don't
Thank you.
do it.
Thank you so much. Good morning. Can you hear
Hey,
me?
good morning.
Yeah.
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 All right. So I have two quick questions. So the first thing is I use ChatGPT a lot for communication. So I sometimes just put some thoughts in and just tell Chat to make it polished and to get it out and make it professional and all that. And it does a great job. But you just raised a point that it could be perceived as being initiated by AI. So my question is, number one, how do I minimize that AI feel when I use ChatGPT for communicating? That is number one. Then number two, I know there is a paid version of Chat and there is a free version. What is the difference between the two? Thank you.
All right. Well, who wants to field that? I know we got Chris Johnstone's looming in the background back here. He'd probably be good to answer that.
Good morning.
What does he know? What does he know? What does he know?
What's up, man?
What does he know?
Man, good morning. Good morning, everybody. What a great conversation. So, Yawanda, great question. When you're using ChatGPT, there's this thing called prompt stacking. And all that means is instead of going to ChatGPT and just asking it new questions every time, go back and reference a conversation that you've already had and continue the conversation with it. And that's the difference between an introduction and a relationship, which sounds weird with AI. But if you go back to a conversation that you've already had and tell it that you want it to be more conversational, more like you, give it examples of emails and text messages that you've already written, and say, when I ask you to create a message, create it using these guidelines and make it sound more like me. By going back to that conversation and using it, it changes the output of the AI. So it's more like you.
Yeah. And the difference between paid and free,
So
Chris,
the
yeah.
paid responses are faster, and you have access to the newer models, which have more data, and the outputs, in my opinion, are just that much better. For $20 a month, I recommend it.
Oh, for sure.
I would
Yeah.
say so too.
And it's only with the paid version you can create your own GPTs, right, Chris?
Yes, correct.
Yeah. So another way to solve your problem would be, if you get the paid version, create a GPT that's just how for your email responses. It can be the email response GPT, and then you can give it some initial sort of thoughts on how you like to respond. Then as you're testing it, if you can see things that aren't exactly the way you want it to be, you go back and edit the GPT and give it more instruction. Say, hey, I asked it a question. This is how it responded. I would rather it responded more like this. It'll say, got it. I'm updated. So now when you go back to that GPT that you've saved and do it again, it should start to get better and better and better. And I've been doing that with a couple of GPTs, and they're phenomenal. Now they're wonderful. So yeah. Hey, we're at the top of the hour. I don't know where we go from here, but I guess we go to work.
What the hell?
Anything, hey, Kristen, anything in the chat we need to address? Have you been keeping your eye on that by chance, or anything? Or
Yeah, I have. Chris was just answering some questions. Just a lot of agreeing with you on a lot of the things that everybody was talking about, medical results. Sarah asks it for a wine recommendation and shoots the wine list over, so I like that idea.
okay.
But no, Aileen said something earlier, and I'm trying to find it. She said she was able to save an ITIN loan by using a chat GPT, and I'm assuming that she put like a bunch of different, hey, I've got this scenario.
Yeah.
And must have some of the all of the, what am I trying to say, the rules and regulations
Guidelines.
and guidelines in there. Yeah.
Cool. Good stuff, man. Anybody got anything else they want to contribute as far as how you're using AI practically as an originator, maybe in the chat or something like that? Or Antonio's asking, how do we create GPTs? You got to have the paid version, and you'll see it on the left dashboard. It'll say explore GPTs or something like that. You click it, and then there's a button where you can create your own. So you'll see that. Anybody got anything else they want to add in before we go?
Can I do my ethical bribe again?
You could do that, but I do want to make sure we have time to let everybody know that Jim Kyles will be here tomorrow. I just want to make sure everybody's aware of that. So Steve's brother, Jim, will be here tomorrow. Everybody really enjoys Jim.
Which I'm suspicious of this. They look and sound so much alike.
They really do.
I think one's AI.
Alter ego. Yeah.
I think one's AI and the other is not. So,
all right. What's your ethical bribe, brother?
So my ethical bribe is the same one we did last week, that we've got a copy that we'll send to you. Let me share it here, of an objection handbook that we've written, and we'll give you a copy. And it's actually pretty cool because, like, I don't know, let me just grab one. Like, here's one. Housing prices are too high right now. So somebody gives you objection. Hey, Carl, gosh, prices are kind of high right now. And so you scroll down here to number 41 in the rebuttals, which I hope it's a good one. 41. Here we go. Housing prices are too high right now.
Rebuttal.
It's true that prices are higher, but waiting could cost you more if they continue to rise. But by buying now, you lock in today's prices and you start building equity immediately. Let's just look at options that might fit your budget, right? Because when somebody's saying, hey, it's too high, what they're really saying is, I don't know if I can afford it. Well, let's look at some options here, and maybe you could look at some ARMs or some seller buy downs. Like, there's all kinds of things. So the main thing about giving objections is you just want to continue having the conversation, right? That's the bottom line. That's what objections all about. But anyway, we'll give you a copy of this book, and the only thing that we ask of you as our ethical bribe is wherever you listen to the podcast, your favorite podcast, go review Loan Officer Breakfast Club. So Loan Officer Breakfast Club, we now take the recording of this and upload it as a podcast so that you can re-listen to it, or if you're in a meeting, or you're taking your kids to school or whatnot, and you missed part of an episode, or you want to re-listen to it, you can now. So that's free for everybody. So wherever you listen to your favorite podcast, that you can now see Loan Officer Breakfast Club. We want to get the word out that there's a podcast now. And so if you'll just go leave an honest review, whatever that review is, we'll just take a picture of your review and then email it to us at support@themarketinganimals.com, support@themarketinganimals.com. And then we'll reply back and give you a copy of the book. And we've had a good handful to do that already. See, I was going to read one real quick. I read a quick review. Let's see. So this one's this one's from Foxy2813. So
Nice.
That must be from JR Boston. I'm just guessing that JR, that's his screen name. So anyway, he said some nice work. LOBC is a gift to the mortgage industry. The coaching, the training, the motivation sharing is incredible. And I love having my first cup of coffee with the gang. So thanks so much, Foxy2813, whoever that is. So anyway, we sent him or her a copy of the book. We sent it digitally, so you have it likely the very same day that you send us a picture of it. We'll send out your book, and it's a bribe, but it's ethical. So it's our
There you
ethical
go.
bribe. So yeah,
Awesome.
cool.
Good
Great
stuff,
topic,
man.
Steve.
Thank you.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
And this is going to be
Yeah.
an ever evolving thing. The good news is we have our brother Chris Johnstone that kind of hovers over this, the technology part of the industry, and keep us really up to date. But
Yeah.
I think it's one of these things. I think we're kind of like caveman, looking at like an iPhone and not exact, and we go, hey, it takes cool pictures.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of where we are right now, where we're
Yeah.
still kind of figuring this thing out and kicking the tires, and it's just it's going to evolve so rapidly that I do believe on being on the front edge of this thing. And I think communication is the name of the game. You just gotta make it sound like it's you. Just FYI, I went into Chat GPT real quick and I said, describe my voice or manner of talking. Describe my voice or way of speaking with people if I wanted to create a GPT prompt. So I thought that was interesting. And so it said casual, confident, engaging, and check this out. Like he's having a friend over for coffee.
Oh, I like that.
And so keep it warm, personable, direct, without being pushy. And then it says use storytelling, subtle humor, and clear structure. So
That's pretty darn accurate.
yeah. But I think that to me, that's the key to it, is you got to make it sound like you're having them over for a cup of coffee. And that's what your voice sounds like. And if I get on there and I start sounding like Einstein or Elon Musk after, 8 cups of coffee,
Yeah.
my cover's blown. Right.
Yeah.
And if you're using those emojis, I don't know. I maybe I'm just got a thing about that.
Carl is anti-emoji. I think we got that.
Yeah, and maybe and you know what, and maybe that's me, and maybe the rest of the world goes, no, we think they're great, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think I see the
They
little
can get overdone. That's for sure. Just get
They can-
overdone. Yeah.
and Chat GPT loves emojis. Hey,
Likes
maybe
it.
it loves it. Maybe it loves it because it's good to do. I don't know. I
I don't know.
I'm
Yeah.
still on that. Brad, take us home, buddy.
Hey, I've got the podcast opened right now, but where do I put in the review?
If you go to the not an individual episode, but the main show,
Yeah.
like the main podcast, not one episode, and you scroll down to the very bottom, that's where the reviews are.
Scroll
And,
up so we can see the main show. You're at the bottom now. Start from the beginning.
So
There's the main show.
don't
What
go
is
to
this
the
on
individual-
Apple or what is this on?
This happens to be on Apple, but
Okay.
they're all, I
That's
think
where
they're
I
all
am
basically
too.
the same.
Is this it?
It has a picture of the bacon.
Yes,
the eggs and
Brad.
toast. Yeah, that's it.
Looks like it.
And
yeah.
then just scroll down to the bottom.
Yeah.
scroll down to the very bottom, and you'll see right here it says write a review.
Hey, it'll usually make you listen to one episode if you haven't. So listen to an episode. It'll usually catch that.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
speedless.
you got to just listen to an episode or fast forward
Speedless.
it, and then you
Did not know that.
Yeah,
Did not know that.
yeah.
Did not know
Okay.
that. Did not know
Thank
that.
you guys. Thank
All
you
right.
guys.
There you
All
go.
right.
And so there's some questions in the chat real quick. So that's how you leave the review. You just saw it. It's on like iTunes,
Anywhere.
the
Yeah.
Apple Podcast,
Yeah,
wherever you do it.
Spotify,
everywhere.
wherever you go.
And Kamari saying, "Hey, I add a review, but was unable to add any star." Hey, Kamari, totally cool, man. Just take a picture and take a picture and or just just help. It's kind of the honor system here, honestly. What am I going to say? I'm not going to send it to you, so
Right. Well, and then some people are saying they did, but they didn't get the book. So just do it again. Support at the Marketing Animals, right, Jen?
It is, and I've taken some names down.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
so-
she's already
so-
made note of that. She'll get it to you.
If
There
you
were
didn't,
quite a
she
few
will
get
get
that
it to
sent
you.
it in
Yeah.
last time, so
Yeah, it's totally cool. Like we're
Yeah,
all good
well,
here.
we
We're all
promise you
friends.
we'll get it to you. Yeah.
We're all friends.
No,
I'm not
it's
gonna.
all
I'm not
good.
gonna have. I'm not gonna have Aldi coming over and thumping me in the chest. Where's my book? Where's my book?
bro?
Not gonna
Yeah.
happen here.
Yeah.
So it's all good.
Listen,
We're all
mister.
Yeah.
Hey,
You
and
said
listen,
I'd get a
we're
book.
excited. We'll see some of you at the Freedom Club event, Alliance Freedom Club, for Thursday and
Puede que
Friday.
salen
So,
echar un cigarrito.
Exactly.
Me lo merezco.
Yes.
what?
Yes.
Impressive.
Dos cerveza.
All
Okay.
right. We got to
All
get
right,
out of here, man. It's 10
Let's
hours.
go. We're
Let's
out of
go.
here. We'll see you guys here tomorrow. Jim
Dos
Kyles will be
cervezas, I
here.
love it.
Don't miss tomorrow. Invite your friends. Jim's always fun to listen to. He's great. And we'll do it all over again here at the Loan Officer Breakfast Club. Brought to you by the Mortgage Marketing Animals. We'll see you here tomorrow. Adios, my friends. Bye-bye.
Have a great day, everybody.